Greetings, everyone, and welcome to an excellent World of Tanks video. I don't normally use the Olympic-style medal ceremony picture as the opening shot for a video, but this one is really appropriate. As you probably know, I've been working on the artillery version of the Mastery Badge. And let me tell you, that dude is tougher than anticipated. It's tough enough just on the scoring because of the way they configured artillery. But what makes it more difficult is as time passes, the ability to score badges, third class, second class, first class, and master is more difficult because more people who are working on this badge are pushing the minimum scores for each one of those class badges up this week. So I had a game yesterday in my Sexton Tier 3 Premium Artillery. I scored over 900 damage in that game, and I got nothing because that's one of the most popular, if not the most popular, artillery pieces in the game. And the minimum threshold to score for that one at this point, this is Friday. So it's late in the week already. It's 1,000 points basically. If you don't get 1,000, you're not going to get a third class badge. 1,000 will usually get you second or first, at the beginning of the week, which is it's a tremendous score. So I don't even know. I've gotten a first class badge during this time of inflated requirements for scoring. So Fish came up with this brilliant idea, as usual. He says, well, brother, what you need to do is go and try and find some artilleries that are not used. And he said, like, I don't know, maybe the Tier 3 French artillery. And I thought, well, that's just wacky enough to work. Well, Shazam, that's what you're looking at. This is Tier 3 French artillery. And I can tell you why it works. Because this dude is hard to shoot. That's why. This tank is very stiff. The alignment for the barrel and the chassis of the tank is also very small. So you have to constantly make sure your barrel and your vehicle's chassis are aligned together. Otherwise, the thing drifts apart. It's really annoying. And it does not turn very fast. The turret is a very slow turning, tedious kind of a turret. So this all jacks up the difficulty due to the fact that it's so annoying that you're like, oh, please, dude, this is killing me. It's virtually killing you because it's just such a pain. And then you have this 10-second reload for a Tier 3 artillery. Oh, it's a nightmare. You don't even, in this artillery, you don't even take a gamble shot at a light tank on the run. In my Sexton artillery, it's a 5.5-second reload when you have all of the reload commander skills. So it's like, oh, you got to, there's guys coming. You can shoot at them, and 5 seconds and change later, you can shoot at them again. So it's possible to gun down fast light tanks that are charging you in a Sexton with a reasonable amount of success. Oh, I don't know what the success rate is for this Lorraine 39L, but it's not good. I can tell you that. This dude is only good for shooting guys that are dead stopped or are ultra slow, like a Panzer B2. Okay, you can shoot that, or a Matilda, you can shoot that. Now, that's the negatives. The positives is the fact that it has a very powerful bullet relative to tier 3s. So if you do hit said Panzer B2 or Matilda, it does way more damage than a Sexton. So you have a trade-off of fast reload, lower damage output on the Sexton, which I prefer, or you have the slower shots per minute with more damage on a connection in the Lorraine. Now, both are effective, but the comfort zone for this Lorraine is the attribute that Fish so expertly analyzed as making it unpalatable for artillerymen. Essentially, you're forced to play this tier 3, and as soon as you can get out of it, you would get out of this and go, oh, this is not cool, man. This is not a great feeling, fun artillery. It's really not fun during the match, okay? There's an element of fun with the Sexton because you're getting to shoot a lot of shots, and it's a challenge kind of fun. The challenge on this one is not fun. Now, the result that you're looking at, that's fun, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. But, man, it's a toughie. If it wasn't for this challenge, I wouldn't be doing this, and I normally don't do this. But, like I said, Fish was the guy who came up with the analysis, and he nailed it dead on. So I said, I was doing that, and I was having good games. Having some good games at 900 plus, but nothing in my Sexton. I'm like, man, that's ridiculous. I mean, I was getting 6 kills for a 3rd class badge, 7 kills, 2nd class badge. I'm like, really, dude? You killed 7 dudes out of 15 and you get a 2nd class badge? That's some bull, okay? Let's just be honest. I want you to think about that. Whatever one you're working on, imagine you killed 7 dudes in whatever tank it is, it doesn't matter. There is no tank in which that is a bad result. 2nd class. You're got to be kidding me. So I'm like, this is not paying off as it should be for me. I guess I'm actually good. And that's why, I was, it's in the back of my mind. He's like, Obi-Wan, use the Force, Luke. So Fish is in there, use the French artillery, Duke. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this French artillery business and see what it's like. I got this. I'm like, and I bought it yesterday, and I'm going through the process of getting the loadout. Let me show it to you. Okay, so this is the loadout page for the Lorraine, and I was like, what is the gun number? The gun number starts, it was like 73 or some, it was a hideous number. I'm like, what? Oh, there's the second gun that had a better one. Now, you're looking at this, okay, this gun here is a .60 of inaccuracy. And that's after the commander and after everything. I'm like, It was a little bit higher when the commander wasn't in it. And I said, oh, there's another gun that has a lower. Oh, well, now this goes to 0.57. But I swear to you, it was like 0.70 or 0.73. Something. It was one of those. If not, it might have been both, actually. It might have been 0.73 and 0.70 for this gun. Don't remember specifically. I do remember seeing 0.73. I think that was the first gun. But I'm like, okay, well, I go, that's a horrible accuracy number. I go, well, let me put the loader on there to get the reload down. And I got my gun laying drive, put on the advanced optics, put the rations on there to lower the inaccuracy number and also lower the reload. And I was like, okay, now what's the reload on this dude? 9.7. I guess that's gotta be a mistake. Like, that's gotta be a mistake. Now, literally, I originally played this artillery back. I want to say it was in the second year. At some point, second or third year. I'm pretty sure it was the second year, but I'm not 100% sure of that. But that would have been, let me see, 9 years ago. So I started playing this game on 360 in the beta at the end of January 2014. Because this is 9 years. Okay. So that would mean 2000, it had to be either sometime in the second year. I was working on the French artillery line because someone told me, he goes, hey, dude, did you know that the French artillery, tier 10 has a 4-shot autoloader? And my reply was, it does? Oh, let me try that one. So I did that. And I played this. I've got all of those unlocked. In fact, I'll show you the tech tree right now. Okay, here is Frenchy tech tree. Boom, 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 boom. See this? I already did this like 8+ years ago. So it was like, Fish was mentioning Frenchy. I'm like, well, whatever you say, boss. I got them all unlocked. I just, I would have. I don't recall specifically, but from playing this now, yesterday, I could pretty much deduce that Horrible qualified for the 4, dumped the 3, did the 4, dumped it. Now, and I know this happened because back in those days, I had a very small amount of garage slots. And the garage slots were only sold with gold. I'm like, I ain't paying for no gold for no garage slots. Are you crazy? So it was like, get it, get out, dump it. Get the next one. Get it, get out, dump it. Okay, that's why I know exactly what happened there. That's why the only one I kept out of all of these is this one, the tier 10. And it's really funny because the tier 8, I believe, is the one I have a mark of excellence on. It's the 8 or the 7. One of these two, I don't know. And I don't know if it will show it. I've never looked here. Oh, there it is. I got a mark of excellence on this guy that I wasn't even aware that I had until I was looking back at my stats and I go, huh? I go, what's that? And that's when I learned about mark of excellence. I had it on a. I didn't even know what it. I didn't know that I had it. I had no clue. I was just, get in, get out, get gone, go to the next one. So I'm sitting there with a mark of excellence tank that I threw back to the garage because 1.4 million. Well, I would have only gotten 700,000, but it wasn't the money. Really, it was the garage slots were at a premium, and I didn't buy garage slots because I ain't paying for gold. And this was before you could get gold from cards. Okay, so all right. Anyway, this, like I said, this shows you, and obviously I still have the 10. Duh, took a lot of time to get it. So I have had experience with French artillery, which, the end result was fantastic. Obviously, that tier 7 was fantastic. I got a mark of excellence on it. I don't have a mark of excellence on my Americans, but that's really due to the fact that the American artillery was much more popular than the French in general. The French artillery essentially is, as I told you, and I would think that that's the same for the most people. They get it. They just keep going up, 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 and they just dump a Ruski. No one cares. This dude does not fire. Well, I mean, it fires like okay, I guess, but it's just not a pleasant experience in general. It's very hard. It's like the whole tank is very tight, and it's just hard to position correctly. It just has an odd feeling about it. There's not a fluidity here at all. Well, and all this is because that's why the whole idea that Fish had was good, because it's distasteful. And it's like, oh man, I'm going to go do something different, man. And that's why it's available, is because no one likes this artillery, essentially. You get in, you do it, and you get out, go to the next one, and get the heck out of Dodge. As opposed to, let's play this repeatedly because this is a fun tank. Really isn't that way. And that's what the difficulty of handling this vehicle, and that 9.7 second reload just, piles more pain on the pain. So it's really annoying. But this was a really good game. And now you'll be able to better frame this mentally of why this was, because people don't like this tank in general, okay? And, this is my top French 3-star commander. So what I do in my French, in a lot of my French tanks, is I'll take her because they're all premiums. And I'll just, use her to build up skills for other characters. And then I'll swap out those skills and then make her do the same thing again. So I have light tanks, heavy tank, artillery, tank destroyer, etc. So I use her. Now I have other French commanders that have good statistics, but if I'm doing French most of the time, I'm usually going to do only one tank at a time. I'm not going to really, pound a different bunch of things. So I want to use her with her 3-star earning of experience to max out her attributes to get skills faster. And that's why she's in this tank. And it just makes this kind of tank look awesome with her. So Hildur is fantastic. So let me get the replay and I'll show you this game. It's pretty awesome. Welcome to the airfield. Okay. I am slow in this tank. How rude. Stupid robot driver. I'm pretty sure that building was going to get in my way, so I shot it. Seemed like the right thing to do. That way I don't get surprised when I have a shot lined up on a guy. And then I would see the line would be red, and I'm like, why is it red? Well, because that building was going to block the bullet. and I don't want to have a shot lined up, find out that the shot is blocked, and then have to fire a second shot because that's 9.7 seconds for the reload. So let's watch this and see what happens. Now, for the really what's going to happen, very difficult to see some of those guys, I think. We'll try and stay aligned. So here we have some alignment here. And what will happen is that it'll flash white whenever I hit a guy. All right. There you go, Tagaruski. This is the part of artillery on the replay that's kind of inferior, but we'll see. Let's see if we can find one of our other dudes. Peacock. How about this guy? This guy's deep in the enemy territory. Relatively speaking. He's the most advanced unit that we have. Son. Get on the hill, dummy. Oh, he's dead, Jim. What a freak. Well, no, this guy's way out there in the hinterlands. We don't need that. I whacked another one. Let's get this pink guy. We'll follow this pink dude. Ooh, look. There's a target. But this gets better later in the match. Maybe we'll get to see one of the guys. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a guy get killed, but not that way. Oh, look at that duck. Well, this guy gets it. We got that Italian tank. Actually, I'm only going to kill one more guy. Is that the B2? Let's see. No, I didn't shoot that guy. There we go. That was me moving into position. Ah, there we go. Maybe that is the guy I kill. I know that I shot a B2. Well, this is where he would get shot. Oh yeah. That's the kind of place I would shoot him. This is one of the best places as an artillery to shoot a guy is right here. Ooh yeah, there you go. This is what it looks like when I'm doing my business. Oh, it freak! You're dead. And we captured the base. That was fantastic. I told you it would get better. Yeah, it was actually better in the actual artillery view, but I didn't have that. So, fantastic result. That tank is just annoying to fire. This is an absolute 3-star beauty. When I saw this commander that was upcoming in the Halloween season, I was ready for that Tuesday like you wouldn't believe. I bought this commander and I also bought the Grim Reaper at the same time because they're two of the best commanders that they have made. And they have a lot of good ones, like the Jolly Roger is another favorite. The animations on the Jolly Roger are absolutely outstanding. So, when I was going through my commanders, and making sure I had commanders for major nations. I was in France, and I'm like, I don't have one. I go, I don't have anything better than this Norse hawk girl. I'm like, man, that's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. So let's go to the end of game screen, shall we? Now, shockingly, I only had 8 hits in that game, 8 direct hits. But remember what I told you. This artillery, 9.7 second reload, slow firing, but hits like a hammer. So I only had to hit 8 shots and killed 5 guys. That is, you have a plus and a minus, okay? The plus is when it hits, man, it hits like a hammer. But, this tank is not really super reliable in scoring, which is why I did not have a commander booster attached, which I would have done if I was more confident. Because this tank sometimes, I had a game in this tank where I scored 60. That's right, 60 damage. That was all I got. I didn't have any good shots. That wasn't anyone's fault. My team was doing well. Okay. My team was doing well. I didn't have any good shots. 60 damage. It wasn't like I was terrible. It just happens. And so in this tank, it's also slower than your average bear. Hey, boo-boo boy. But my confidence in burning a commander booster was not high. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, Tim. I'll just play this and call it even. Whatever I get is whatever I get. Of course, when I don't do it, it's when I get a mastery result. Thanks a lot, jerks. Because this guy would have been a nasty 15,000 plus commander points. Now, again, if you look at the commander skill box here, now it has 118,000 plus out of 390. 15,000, 20,000. It ain't making a big difference today, okay? Down the road it will, but whatever. As I tell people, just go play more games, dummy. Okay? So, did that, and like I said, killed 5, which you saw, 1,270 damage, the best I've ever done in this tank. So that was fantastic. Now, this is the part that was awesome. I go, man, dude, that was the best game I've ever had in this tank, to my recollection. Now, granted, I only played this sometime in like late 2014 or early 2015 ballpark. It's been quite a while since I played this tank. So it's the best I could remember, but that isn't saying much. Actually, there's another thing we're going to go check this out, but I'm going to give you this one. I wasn't sure that I was going to get the mastery badge, but I was hopeful because it was an outstanding game. The feeling as I played it was like, man, I'm just doing really well killing these guys. And so you feel optimistic that your scoring is great. But I'd have felt optimistic to a degree in my Sexton at 1270, but then the back of my mind would have said, that 1270 is not getting a mastery badge in the Sexton. That thing's going to be well over 1,500 in my opinion. I don't know. I haven't gotten one. I've been 1,100 plus in matches, and I wasn't close. So, and I've had matches before where I have 1,500-1,600 in Sexton. In a normal week. But this is not a normal week. This is everybody who thought of becoming an artillery badge guy is running a Sexton. And they're probably hitting the wall wondering, why can't I freaking score? And this is going to, it's going to be the lesser players who notice this first. But as the really good players keep pounding and keep pounding, that wall just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. And the hilarious part is they're responsible for making it difficult. You know, every good artillery player, including myself, keeps pushing that number higher and higher and higher and higher. So that's what the problem is. And the solution is to go to something that's less played, less popular, which is why I'm here in French Tier 3, because this thing is abysmal. If you want to see what it's like, go spend whatever. The tank is cheap. The equipment, not so much. I mean, I had a couple of million, and I did this one, and I also did the Russian Su-26 to see if I was going to have luck there. I haven't had so much luck. I need to try that one. Hey, maybe I can get a mastery badge in a Russian Su-26. I don't know. But super funny and ironic that the only mastery badge I've been able to pull this week off of this challenge is here on this Frenchie Tier 3 because the numbers have been shoved into the stratosphere. So we've got, what else? Bruiser, a high caliber, the Bruiser medal. That is knockout crew members or modules. High caliber is the gold tank. Score the most damage in the game. That blue one, I know I should know what it is. The green one's Master Gunner, which is, shots, penetrating shots. Sorry, let's go here, idiot. There's the Bruiser. There's the high caliber. This one, I'm drawing a blank on this one. Oh, fighter. Destroy 4 or 5. Yeah, I got 5. If I get 6, it's Top Gun. So there you go. And then Master Gunner. 5 armor-piercing, penetrating hits in a row. Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Especially with a 9.7 reload. Hitting 5 consecutive shots, that's nice. So, and that was just the end of the game result. It didn't matter, MVP. It's all we need to know. So, that game was awesome. And like I said, I knew that the story behind it would probably make it better because this thing is garbage. But now it's the garbage that I have a mastery badge for. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I was going to find. Let's go. I'm going to show you this. This is what I wanted to show you because I thought about this when I was talking, that this is a horrible tank to play in general. Now, I played 4 or 5 matches maybe yesterday after I did it. In total, 15 matches, including the one you just saw. I played 15 total matches in this tank. That's how distasteful it is to play this. You get in, get out, get gone, and go on to the next one. And the numbers are actually showing you that's the case. Why else? I mean, I probably would have played like 10 matches in this tank basically before yesterday. I say 5. Might have been 6. Might have been 4. I don't really know. It's ballpark. It's around 5. That's how many I played. Several matches. Can't remember. I had some okay ones. Yeah, it was got to be at least 5. So it's possible that before yesterday, I had played a maximum of 10 matches in this tank. And that's why Fish's idea really was good. And I'm glad I remembered to think of this. There was another video that I did, if you may have seen it, about the Hetzer. And I got a mastery badge, got it, put it together, went out, tested it, played it, got a mastery badge. That one is like 14 or 15 matches also. I got rid of it, and I just never played it again because I moved to the next one, just went on. I was like, yeah, it's okay, nothing spectacular. Well, that was me by myself. I didn't have anybody, who knew anything. So sometimes you'll need an input from someone who has played or seen something, and I didn't have that. I'm like, it's okay. So that was another tank that I just didn't use, like this one. Now this one is because it's bad. The Hetzer wasn't that it was bad. I really don't think I was aware of the fact that you had that one-shot 105 gun for the Hetzer, which when I put it on there, that's how I got my MVP. I just one-shotted like 3 guys, which was awesome. So sometimes, your own ignorance of certain aspect can alter your perception of a tank. I know it's happened to me in other tanks where I had the incorrect evaluation, and once I realized that it needed to be different, the evaluation changed from garbage to great. This one is still but I did get a mastery badge, and I'm liking the fact that I've only played 15 matches in this tank, and I have a mastery badge. So I don't think I'm going to play this tank anymore. But that's where I'm leaning at this point. So I thought that was a interesting thing to explore, and I didn't want to speculate on it in the video and then have it turn out to be a real disappointment, like I played like 100 matches or something like that, which clearly wasn't happening. But that just made it more fun, a little extra spice to the recipe. So I hope you enjoyed this video with the story of this Lorraine, and please leave a like for it. That would help other people see this who aren't looking at my videos in general. If you haven't subscribed, this is exactly the example of the kind of things that I do. I like to show interesting and unique stuff that will help you guys, if not directly with the same things that I'm using, but the idea. And that, in this case, the idea is Fish's idea of looking for some tank for your own badge quest that might be unpopular, because your ability to score, now I'm not saying a mastery badge, but a first class becomes a little bit better, or a second class, whatever you're needing. Your scoring in general can be better, like mine was. Mine has been very good in this tank, so it's kind of terrible that I have to, disappear. Oh, I know. Let me look in the profile log. Here's something else I realized, that now I had to go out of the game, start up another game, and then come back, and the memory resets itself for the profile log. This goes back to last night. Last night and this morning, there's 1, 2, 3 games, then the game I just played. So as of last night, sometime, and this here is 11:30. This was 11:30 last night. At that point, I had played a total of 11 games in this tank. So definitely, sometime yesterday, I played less than 10 total games in this tank when I got it back. So that's interesting. So there we go. That's why I say I do interesting, unique things. I think of things that fortunately worked out. And then if I don't think of stuff, I have other guys who think of stuff. Like Fish had his great idea. So please consider subscribing. It would help a lot if you would. And to my subscribers, thank you for your support. It's been fantastic. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate all the support you've given me. And this is just another exciting example of the kind of videos that you guys are expecting. So I will see you guys later. I'm working on this mastery badge, and it's kicking my butt. I think I'll get it by Saturday, but we'll see. So I'm going to go try that Russian tank and see what I can do there. I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot.